pop Z fold card. So what you're going to need to start with is a piece that is 10 inches by 7, and you're going to put that in on your 10-inch side, and we're going to put it in at 2.5, and then you're going to score, and then 5, and you're going to score. Okay, and take that out. And we're going to get our bone folder. Wherever that's gone, what have I done with it? It's somewhere kicking around. Somewhere. What have I done with that? Can't believe that I've got it'll turn up anyway, so for the moment I'll hand do it. So first of all, I'm going to fold it in half and crease along. Use your bone folder. As I say, don't know, I have been using it, so I don't know where it's disappeared to. Then you're going to fold back on itself, so that's into a valley with your next piece, and then run your bone folder down that. Okay, so I'll leave that for the moment, and then it'll open like that. Right, so now we're going to decorate it. So I've got, so this was Fresh Freesia, this is now Highland Heather, and we've got a piece that is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, so we're going to put that down. Do that. So I love this colour combo. I do like the lilacs and pinky colours. Right, so make sure we've got an equal increment all the way round. So this gives us a nice border all the way round. Then we're going to put a DSP, so you can choose any DSP you want. That's going to be 4.5 by 6.5. So we're going to put this down. That'll go on there. So again, equal increments all the way around, giving it a nice border. There we go. And then we're going to put our card layer, which is 2 1/4 by 6 3/4. So we're going to put that on one side. So again, this is Highland Heather, and Fresh Freesia was our card base. Okay. Just going to get a bit of glue off my fingers because I've just got some glue on me. So we're going to put that on there. So you'll need 2 of those. So we'll do both of those together. So it's a really lovely looking card. It will of course go in your 5 by 7 envelopes. I really do like the 5 by 7 card sizes. Okay, and then our DSP to go on top is 2 by 6.5, and you need 2 of those. So we're going to put those on there. Okay, so again, nice equal increment all the way around. And then the same for this one. There we go. Nice equal increment. Okay, now you want a piece of card. I've done it the same as my base colour. You've got a choice really. You could do it same as the base colour, or you could do it same as your next card layer. This is 3 by 4 inches, and you're going to score this at every inch. So put it in on the 4-inch side and score it at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. Okay, there we go. And then we'll just bend these all the way around. So again, I haven't got my bowl folded, so I'll just have to use my nails and fold it all the way around on your creases. So I'm going to use my block in a minute. That's better. That's it. And then our last one. Be around my bone folder. I just don't know what I've done with it. Okay, so this we're going to pop. So this is going to go flat, and we're going to stick glue on the very end and the very top, so that when we pull it open, that will take it and sit up like that. Okay, so I'm going to put a piece of red liner tape on to start with, because that will just hold it in place, but I'm also going to stick glue on. So just get my red liner tape. Oh, it seems as though I've got quite a bit of red liner tape. Don't tell me I'm going to have to start that, because I know I've got some other started already. There it is. There we go. I've got it all over the place. I didn't realise I'd got so much. But never can have enough. When you're crafting and you get into those and you think, oh, I just need some of that red liner tape, and you've run out. So I have got plenty at the moment. If I can find the end. There we go. So this is very, very narrow, and I'm just going to stick a piece down the middle, because as I say, I'm just going to glue it, but this will just hold it in place while the glue's setting. Okay, so on one end, I'm turning it over, I'm going to put on the other end. Okay. There we go. So that's fine. So what I'm going to do is just peel one off to start with. And then I'm going to put glue down either side of my tape. Okay, and I'm just going to really eyeball it. I think we'll be all right eyeballing it. But I'm going to just put it folded over so I can see that it's going in the right place. Okay, that you're not over that fold, so make sure you don't go over your fold. I'll take the bottom one off, and again I'm going to glue either side. Go, and then just push that down, close that over, just give that a nice rub to adhere it, and then as you open it, that will come up like that. Okay, right, so we'll concentrate on this bit. We'll put that on one side for the moment, and I have got to take my bit of tape off it. Right, okay, we're starting, I think, I cut a square that is, I think, 2.5, but just double check. Yeah, 2.5 by 2.5, and that needs to be your base colour, whichever colour you've chosen for your base, and you want 2 of these, and then a 2.25 by 2.25, so you need 2 of those. And then you want 2 of your DSP, that's 2 inches by 2 inches. So we're going to put those on first. So I'm going to start, I think we'll put the DSP on first. So I'm going to put my DSP on. I just love this Pretty Bird paper. Can't remember what it was called, but got it free at a celebration. Okay, and then put our next layer on. Make sure we're getting equal increments all the way around. Okay. Looks even. Pop that onto one side, and then we're going to do the same with the next. As I say, we needed 2, so I'm going to put my DSP on. Put that there, and then once we put that on, we'll put that onto our card layer. Now these are, I know it takes a little bit of time with cutting the DSP out, but and each card layer, but they are lovely cards to give. It's better to hand give these. You can send them through the post, of course, but bulkier cards these days I like to hand give. So I'm going to decide which way. I think that way. So what I do is we only need stick glue on this side, so I'm going to flip it over, and I know where I can stick my glue, so I don't want it to go over there, so that's fine. I'm going to stick glue down there. Okay, and then I'm just going to put that so it's going to be level with the top. In fact, if you want to open it up, squash down your thing and just make sure that your points don't go over the top but are in line with your fold. So I've absolutely made sure that they're in line with my fold, and we've only stuck glue on that area underneath. Okay, and we're going to do the same. It's just, it's not completely glued down. That. So again, we want to put, yeah, I think I'm going to have it that way. So I'm going to spin it over, put it on the edge, knowing that I only need to do this side. So you're only going to put glue on that side. Okay, and then spin back again. I'm going to open the card up again because I'm going to make sure that that point goes on where the fold is, and then that one meets, making sure that if you like, let me get my ruler and show you. What I'm doing is lining, look, I'm lining so the DSP lines up, and of course the cards are lining up then. So I know that I've got that right, okay? And let's keep, oops, now that moved. That moved. So I'm going to open it up again because that moved, and I want to make sure I get it absolutely spot on. Okay, now they might just touch the tips, but that's fine. That doesn't interfere as long as you haven't got it going over the top and you haven't got it going over the bottom. But that's how it goes. And look, we've got no glue on that side so that it's free to move about. Okay. Now, I'm not happy with that it's not sticking down as much as what I want it to do. But it'll be fine. Just perhaps I didn't stick enough glue at the top of it. See if I can push a little bit of glue down there. I am. I didn't quite put it to the edge enough. Stick it down there enough so that when it closes, stick it. I'm going to hold it a little minute. Okay. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit of weight on it, I think, to just hold it down. Okay, over there. Right, now we're coming to our next bit. Now you want to get yourself a, oh, sorry, a card that's, again, same colour as your base. That is going to be 3 by 3. Then you're going to get the next one that will be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then we're going to get the DSP that will be 2.5 by 2.5. And all you're going to do is pop your card in the trimmer, and you're going to make sure that you have got the points, top and bottom, are in there, and move it out, keeping the top and the bottom. So look, I've taken it out 1/2 inch, taken it out another inch, making sure that they are in the same place so that you're keeping them exact. I'm going to take it a bit further out, and right now 3/4 inch is 1, 2, 3 of those lines. So I want to take that point just exactly on that, making sure that that top and bottom have kept level, and then you're going to chop that off, and that's what you'll end up with. Okay, so you're just taking that 3/4 inch off there. Then you're going to, with the next one, I don't think it'll even be 3/4 inch. I think that might just be, maybe, let's see, think about that much. So that might have been 1/2 inch, but just measure it with the other one and just take it off so that you get it exact. Now I'm going to tell you and be honest, I have cheated, because to get it exact is very, very difficult when you do it on the second layer. The first layer, fine, no problem, and you probably even could maybe get that if you can get it straight, if you can get it level with that and you don't move it, and same with your DSP, or you can mark it. So what you can do is, once you have got your first layer cut, then you can opt out. Oh, I've gone live again. Now I don't know when that dropped out. So really sorry about that. Don't know what happened. It must be something happening in the air, and it caused it to stop. So when you've got your 2 pieces of card, if you put your equal increments there and there, then mark that so that you're cutting that little bit off. So if you mark it at the top there and the top there, and then chop that off, and do the same then, picking that up and doing that with your DSP. So making sure you've got equal increments, and then mark it so you chop that bit off. I cheated because I wanted it exact, so I worked out how to chop it off on my circuit, my Cricut, should I say, and so I got this to do exact. But it just purely needs to be cut off, and it won't matter too much if you don't get it right, because when you put this all together, that's going to go in there, okay, and so you don't see that end. So you can even choose for them all to be the same. You could put it all together, and then you could just chop the end bit off, so it could be all together, and then chop that end bit off, because you're not really going to see that when it stands up. You won't see this part here. Okay, so let's put these together. So but I'm just finding it so much easier designing everything on there, and then I just cut it all. So we're going to get equal increments. Okay, and then we're going to do that on the bottom. Okay. There we go. Increments all the way around, and then we're just gonna fit this so that bird pokes perfectly through there, so we know that that's fine. And I'm just going to put, I know it's about 1 inch, so I'm just going to put just under 1 inch of glue there, and then fit it so that it's in the right position there, and I'm going to slide that down, and then that should be in the perfect position. So we open that, and that looks, does it want to be up a little bit? That looks right anyway, either way. So when it stands up, it'd be better for you to see it when it's on the card there. So I haven't done any, well, I've done a bit of preparation. You can then, of course, write on the back. In fact, I think I'm going to opt for maybe on the back, but going to do a happy birthday. So I'm just deciding what I'm going to do now. So I might, I wanted to do the wishes for a beautiful birthday. So I'm going to put that on some white. Just bring some white over. And I think I'm going to cut it. Just thinking whether, don't know how big that is. I'm just going to bring in my Peaceful Season, and I'm just going to see. Now I think I've done the bigger one before, and that fits Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday. Now I don't know whether that will fit. No, the smaller one goes way too small, I think, really. I think that I could kind of have that. I think I might go with that. So let's get out my cutting machine, and we'll see what that looks like. So let's have a look. If that'll cut out of there. See, I just want to make sure that it, I might have to get a bigger piece. Oh, what will that do? Well, that might just do it. Yeah, let's risk that. I'll just cut that off there. Okay, and we'll just push that through and see whether we're good to go or not. to make sure it's absolutely on the bottom, and then push that through. Okay. Yeah. Done that beautifully. Move them out of the way, bring in my block, and then I'll have wishes for a beautiful birthday. Okay. And my Highland Heather. And of course we want to have it on an angle, so I'm going to put it there. Okay, I think that's about right. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put that there. Now, that will be fine. Yeah, I think I'll just go for it. So again, turning it over, and I'm just going to make sure I don't go above halfway with it. Okay, and then flip that over. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. And I'm looking at this now because I want to make sure that that is equal there. So I've done that. Could have really put that up on dimensionals, but I've got my extra birds. I'm just looking. I think I want to stick that one there, and I'm going to put that one on dimensionals. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. Because this is cut out DSP, I'm going to load it up a bit more than I normally do, so it doesn't get flattened down. Okay. Yeah. I'm just putting a little bit in that corner. Oops, and that sprang off. Okay, let's get the backs off there. Okay, so that's going to sit out there. And then I think I might have a nice bow. Let's have a look at the colours we've got. Now I know I've got some big Highland Heather, but to me for this it's going to be a little bit too big. I was sure that I'd got some like my green there. I thought I'd got some of that in the Fresh Freesia, I thought. So I'm just going to double check. Yes, I have. It fell out. There we go. That's exactly what I want. So we're going to just do a quick bow. I love ribbon like this because it's just very forgiving. Right, so I'm going to have the bow going down there. Now I've got some mini glue dots, so I'll put a mini on the back. Just going to fill about a little bit more. That's it. I'll get that on before it expands anymore. Hopefully that will stop it expanding. So there we go, on the back. And then that's going to go right there. Okay, and let's just snip that. I'm just going to get rid of some of my ribbons out of my way because I went ribbon mad then. Whoops, and I'm trying to pull the ribbon that I've got attached off, trying to get rid of things. That's better. There we go. Right, where's my good scissors? Now, there we go. So I'm going to snip that out there. I think I'll put that one about there. There we go. Right, so there's wishes for a beautiful birthday. Now, I'm going to stick some gems on now. What have I got? I think, oh, I've only got two. Oh no, I've only got two. Thinking whether I want to go. I'm just holding off. I'm just going to see what others I've got to see whether. So they're orange and blue, they're well out. That's not quite what I'm looking for. See if I've got anything else. I could always put the opal rams on. I've got black and I've got those little pebbly things. Have I got anything else? No. No. So do I go for just putting my, or do I just go for sticking two on? Because I really do like those. So it's a nuisance when you run out of the colours. Now, look, you see, I found my bone folder. Told you it was there. Right. So I don't really feel I want to put them. Now, I have decided we'll have a play. My Dark Highland Heather blend. I'm just going to see. Let's colour 3 in these. So if you haven't got the colour that you want, but if you've got a blend in the colour you want, then that is a solution. I'm just going to leave that to dry a little minute. Take a quick sip. Okay, so they do dry rather quickly because they're alcohol based. So let's just flip that up and bring it back and put one there. I think I'm going to put one in a flower, and then I'm going to put one in that flower there. So there's my 3. Okay, so hope you like that. You could actually stick a little something there to write on. I don't think I do want to do that. It's a bit awkward if you try to put something underneath there. So your main features there. So what I will do is, as I have been telling you, I'm being very frugal with white card. So I will cut something out to stick on the back that you can write on. So I have lots of dies. My favourite ones, or punches. Punches are great. My favourite ones are the ones that went with these, because you've got this one here. I quite like that because it's quite a nice size, and then you can actually add little bits onto that. So I'm just going to see if I've got, oh super, I've got something in my white card that I'm going to just pull up, and now I'll just put this out. There we go. So I'll just pull that up, and then I'm going to bring back my die cutting machine and cut those out. Okay, so I'll bring that back up, cut that out. And run that through. Okay, there. I'll just pop those out of the way, move that out of the way. Now, I'm also liking putting something stamped on. So I think I'm just going to stamp Celebrate. So I don't normally stick a little Celebrate on, but I'm going to stick a little Celebrate on to start with. And I did get more than one. I want to know I have. There we go. So I'm going to stick this right near the top, because remember, I want them to write on it. So I'm going to stick the Celebrate at the top. So that's going to go right near the top. Okay, but I also want to put some more flowers on, but this I don't want full strength. So I'm going to get a piece of copy of paper, and I'm just going to have a look at different generations. So generation 1, generation 2, yes. So we're going to ink that up. Generation 1, and then I'm going to stick this about there. And then the idea is you write on there and you can see the writing. So I like to do that. That's just a little bit of added extra, and that will then go on to the back like that. So Now you could put DSP on this before if you wanted to. I'm not going to do, because the if you've got plenty of DSP, I'm starting to go down on what I've got. So there we go. So that's how it is, and then you'll have that on the back to write on. So I hope you like that. Thank you for dropping by. I do appreciate it. Please don't forget to share my videos if you would for me, please, because there's lots of people out there that might like to see my creations and enjoy watching me, maybe. So thank you very much. Do appreciate all you that have subscribed to me. So, and don't forget, there's a brilliant Stampin' Up offer. £35, you can get 130 pounds in product, whatever you want, or it's the 99, and I'm sure it's 200 and something, and I keep forgetting to look it up, so I'm sorry. I will try and look it up. But I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Take care, stay safe, stay well. Bye for now.